The ocean. It covers 71% of the world's surface. That's a lot of water and an insane amount of the world that's unexplored. And with all the unexplored parts of the sea, there are sure to be many creepy, scary, and some insane facts and mysteries, ranging from weird theories to some crazy facts. Personally, I find the ocean scary as it is, so let's see how I view the ocean after covering this whole iceberg. I'm excited to cover it, so let's get into it with the Ocean Mysteries Iceberg. And actually, before we get into the video, I'd like to say thank you for 50,000 subscribers. It's insane that I've reached this goal so fast, and if I ever even reach this goal, and it really never even seemed possible, but here we are. Thank you all for watching, it really does mean the world, and the next subscriber goal is the big 100,000 subscribers, so if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Now, without further ado, let's actually get into the video. And just getting into it with Tier 1 and the first entry being more than 80% of the ocean is unexplored. This statistic shows the fact that a significant portion of the ocean remains unexplored to us. Most of the Earth's oceans are exceedingly deep, with the average ocean depth of around 12,000 feet. And these depth realms, often referred to as the Twilight Zone and the Midnight Zone, remain one of the least explored areas of our world. This inaccessibility, characterized by crushing pressure, frigid temperatures, and complete darkness, has hindered comprehensive study, and who knows what is actually in the ocean if 80% of it is unexplored. Atlantis. Atlantis is a legendary and mythical island that has captured the human imagination for centuries. It is said to have been a highly advanced and powerful civilization, but according to ancient Greek philosopher Plato, Atlantis disappeared into the depths of the sea in a single day and a single night. The story of Atlantis has been subject of numerous theories, speculations, and fictional works. However, there is really no concrete evidence to even support the existence of Atlantis, and is widely considered to be a legend or allegorical tale. Plato's account of Atlantis can be found in his dialogues Timasius and Critias, where he describes Atlantis as a large island located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, thought to be the modern Strait of Gibraltar. The Atlanteans were said to be powerful, a technologically advanced society. They eventually fell out of favor with the gods due to their arrogance and were subsequently punished by the gods with a cataclysmic event that submerged their island. Kraken. The Kraken is a mythical sea monster that has been a part of maritime folklore and legends for centuries. It is often described as a colossal and terrifying creature, a giant cephalopod with enormous tentacles capable of dragging ships and their crew into the deep sea. The Kraken's origins can be traced back to Scandinavian folklore and legends, particularly in Norway and Iceland, where it is now known as the Krak, or the Kraken. The Kraken's appearance and characteristics have varied in different stories and depictions, but is generally described as a massive, tentacled creature that dwells in the deep ocean. Some accounts suggest that the Kraken had the ability to create powerful whirlpools or storms. The creature was often associated with danger and was said to be a formidable adversary to sailors and seafarers. The legend of the Kraken has been popularized and incorporated into literature and popular culture, and has made appearances in various works of fiction, including the writings of Jules Verne, where it appeared in the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea book. It has also been featured in movies such as the Pirates of the Caribbean film series. Mermaids. Mermaids are mythical creatures that have been a part of folklore and mythology in various different cultures around the world for centuries. They are typically depicted as beings with the upper body of a human and the lower body of a fish. The legends and stories about mermaids often vary from one culture to another, but some common themes persist. In terms of their appearance, mermaids are typically described as beautiful and alluring, with long flowing hair and often depicted as having an enchanting singing voice. Their lower bodies are that of a fish, complete with scales and a fish tail. The concept of mermaids can be found in mythology of many different cultures, including Greek, Roman, and Norse mythology. In these stories, mermaids are often associated with the sea. They are sometimes seen as both benevolent and malevolent beings. They are known for luring sailors with their songs or granting them safe passages throughout the seas. Mermaids have been a popular subject in literature, art, and folklore. Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Devil's Triangle, is a loosely defined region in western part of the North Atlantic Ocean. The vertices of this area are typically considered to be in Miami, Florida, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico. The Bermuda Triangle has gained notoriety due to its numerous stories and claims suggesting that it is part of mysterious disappearances of ships and aircrafts. The legend of the Bermuda Triangle gained prominence in the mid-20th century, with stories of ships and aircraft seemingly vanishing without a trace while traversing the region. These incidents have often been cited as unexplained and supernatural. Several well-known disappearances have been associated with the Bermuda Triangle, including Flight 19, a group of 5 U.S. Navy bombers that vanished during a training flight in 1945, and the disappearance of the USS Cyclops, a U.S. Navy cargo ship in 1918. However, investigations into these cases have often revealed more conventional explanations, such as navigational errors and adverse weather conditions. Many experts and scientists argue that the Bermuda Triangle's reputation for mysterious disappearances can largely be explained by natural factors, such as unpredictable and severe weather patterns, strong currents, and magnetic anomalies. Additionally, human errors, equipment malfunctions, and navigational challenges can contribute to incidents within the area. Skeptics argue that the Bermuda Triangle's reputation as a mysterious death zone has been exaggerated. They point out that the vast majority of ships and aircraft navigate through the region without incident, and disappearances and accidents occur in other parts of the world as well. The Bermuda Triangle has been a recurring theme in popular culture, inspiring numerous books, movies, documentaries, and TV shows. Megalodon. Megalodon was one of the largest predators to ever exist. Estimates of its size vary, but it's generally believed to have reached lengths of up to 82 feet, or even more. Some estimates believe that it could have grown to over 100 feet. Its size made it significantly larger than today's largest predatory shark. The great white shark, most of what is known about Megalodon comes from the fossil records. The species is primarily identified by its large, triangular teeth, which could measure up to 7 inches in length. These teeth are often found in marine sediments and have been used to estimate the size and diet of the animal. Megalodon is believed to have inhabited warm waters in a wide range of oceans around the world. It was a top predator and likely preyed on a variety of marine mammals, including whales, seals, and sea cows. Its powerful jaws and massive teeth were well suited for hunting and consuming large prey. Megalodon's extinction remains a subject of debate among scientists, and the prevailing theory is that changes in oceanic conditions, such as temperature and food availability, may have contributed to its demise. Thalassophobia is a term used to describe an intense and irrational fear of the sea or deep, or just open water. This phobia can manifest in various different ways and can vary in its severity from person to person. People with thalassophobia may experience extreme anxiety, panic attacks, or a sense of dread when confronted with the vastness of the ocean, deep lakes, or even large open bodies of water. Thalassophobia can be triggered by a range of stimuli, including the sight of water, large waves, the idea of being far from land, or even underwater structures like shipwrecks or submerged objects. The underlying causes of thalassophobia can be complex and may involve a combination of different factors. Traumatic experiences, such as near-drowning incidents or witnessing water-related accidents, can contribute to its development of the phobia. Evolutionary psychology suggests that an innate fear of deep water may have provided an adaptive advantage to our distant ancestors by promoting safety near the shoreline. Symptoms of thalassophobia can include rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, sweating, nausea, trembling, and a strong desire to escape the situation. In severe cases, individuals may avoid situations involving water altogether, which can impact their daily lives and limit their ability to enjoy activities involving water. Old sea monsters. Throughout history, myths and legends around sea monsters have fascinated cultures around the world, enriching maritime folklore with tales of colossal, mysterious creatures that lurk in the depths of the oceans. These ancient stories, while often born from a lack of scientific knowledge about marine life, continue to captivate our imaginations and contribute to the rich tapestry of maritime lore. One of the most iconic sea monsters in maritime folklore is the Kraken, which we've already covered. And other ones are the Leviathan, is another prominent sea monster mentioned in the book of Jacob, but we'll also get into that later. And it is often depicted as a massive sea serpent or dragon, symbolizing chaos and primal forces, and has made appearances in various other mythologies and literary works. Greek mythology contributes the tales of Scylla and Cyberius, two sea monsters positioned on opposite sides of a narrow strait, and sailors had to navigate between them, symbolizing the perils of sea travel. Scylla was depicted as a multi-headed sea monster, while Cyberius represented a treacherous whirlpool. Sea serpents, often depicted as enormous serpentine beings, have been a recurring theme in maritime legends and stories. These creatures, with various reported sightings throughout history, continue to enchant the lore of sea monsters. Alright, now on to Tier 2, starting with the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And this is a vast and notorious collection of marine debris, primarily composed of plastic, that is gathered in the North Pacific Ocean. The environmental issue has gained significant attention due to its detrimental impact on the marine ecosystem. The Great Pacific Garbage Patch is not a solid mass of trash, but a result of a circular ocean currents known as gyres, trapping and accumulating marine litter. It consists of two primary regions: the Western Garbage Patch, located between Hawaii and California, and the Eastern Garbage Patch, situated between Hawaii and Japan. Its composition primarily includes plastic materials ranging from bottles and bags to microplastics, which result from the breakdown of larger plastics. This pollution poses as a severe threat to marine life, as animals can ingest or become entangled in plastic waste. While microplastics enter the food chain, addressing this problem requires comprehensive measures, including the reduction of single-use plastics, involvements in waste management, and public awareness efforts to combat plastic pollution and protect the health of the oceans. Cleanup initiatives and research projects are also underway, although they face challenges due to the patch's vast size, remote location, and the fragmented nature of the debris. Green flash. The green flash is a rare optical phenomenon that occurs just before the sun rises or sets on the horizon. It appears as a brief, fleeting burst of green light, often lasting only a second or two. This phenomenon is more commonly observed at sunset due to the atmospheric conditions. The green flash is the result of the dispersion of sunlight as it passes through the Earth's atmosphere. While the sun is low on the horizon, its light must pass through a greater thickness of the atmosphere, and shorter wavelengths of light, and blue and green, are scattered or refracted more than longer wavelengths like red or orange. So it causes more green and blue to be shown than the red or orange, and this dispersion creates a separation of colors, and for a brief moment, the green light is visible at the upper rim of the sun. To witness a green flash, specific conditions are required, including a clear and unobstructed horizon as well as atmospheric stability. The phenomenon is more likely to occur in areas with minimal air pollution and when the weather conditions are conducive. Green flashes are often observed over large bodies of water, such as the ocean, where there are fewer obstructions on the horizon. The Loch Ness Monster. I'm really not sure why this is included on the iceberg, because it's part of a lake and we're talking about the ocean iceberg, but whatever, I'll still cover it. And the Loch Ness Monster, often referred to as Nessie, is a legendary and elusive creature said to inhabit Loch Ness, a large, deep lake in the Scottish Highlands. The legend of the Loch Ness Monster has captured the public's imagination for decades, and it remains one of the most famous cryptid and creatures in the world. Nessie is typically described as a large, long-necked, serpentine or plesiosaurus-like creature. Sightings often depict a hump or multiple humps protruding from the water, suggesting a large unidentified aquatic animal. Reports of the sightings of the Loch Ness Monster date back to at least the 6th century. However, it was in the 20th century that Nessie gained international attention due to a series of reported sightings, photographs, and films. The most famous photograph of Nessie is the surgeon's photograph, taken in 1934 by Robert Kenneth Wilson. It depicted a long neck and head rising out of the water, and this photograph fueled public interest in the creature, but it was later revealed to be a hoax. Over the years, various scientific investigations have been conducted to search for evidence of the Loch Ness Monster. These investigations include sonar scans of the loch, underwater expeditions, and DNA analysis of water samples. However, none of these efforts have provided conclusive evidence of the creature's existence. The Loch Ness Monster has inspired numerous theories and explanations, including suggestions that it could have been a surviving population of plesiosaurs, large fish, or an undiscovered species. Skeptics argue that many reported sightings are the lack of misidentifications of logs, waves, and other natural phenomena. Regardless Regardless of its existence, the legend of Nessie has become a significant part of Scottish culture and tourism. Loch Ness attracts visitors from around the world who hope to catch a glimpse of the elusive creature and explore the surrounding areas. Milky Sea Phenomenon, also known as the Milky Seas, is a rare and mesmerizing natural event in which the surface of the ocean appears to glow a soft, eerie, and otherworldly light, creating the impression of a Milky Sea. This breathtaking event has captivated mariners for centuries, but it remains a relatively elusive occurrence. Observed primarily in certain parts of the world, during the Milky Sea Phenomenon, the sea surface emits a pale blue or white light, often with a faint greenish hue. The light can be so intense that it illuminates the surrounding waters, creating an otherworldly, luminous effect. This phenomenon is caused by bioluminescent organisms, and specifically a type of bioluminescent bacteria. These microorganisms emit light when disturbed or agitated, such as when a ship's hull or a wave breaks against the surface of the water. The cumulative effect of countless individual bioluminescent reactions across a large area results in the appearance of a glowing sea. Milky Seas are relatively rare and more likely to be observed in specific regions of the world, such as the Indian Ocean, particularly near the Maldives and off the coast of Somalia. They are more common in certain seasons, often during the monsoon seasons. Reports of the Milky Sea phenomenon date back centuries, with mariners describing the spectacle as an awe-inspiring and sometimes eerie experience. These accounts have contributed to the lore of the sea. While the Milky Sea phenomenon is a natural wonder, it has also piqued the interest of scientists. Studying the bioluminescent bacteria responsible for the phenomenon can provide insights into marine ecology and the distribution of these microorganisms in the world's oceans. Bloop. The bloop is an underwater sound that gained notoriety due to its mysterious and unexplained origin, and it was first detected in 1997 by the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, otherwise known as the NOAA, and is one of the loudest sounds ever recorded in the ocean. The bloop was initially picked up underwater listening devices in the Pacific Ocean, particularly in the vicinity of the Antarctic, but its sound remained unknown for some time. The bloop is characterized by its extreme low frequency and highly intense sound, often described as a series of deep, ultra-low frequency pulses. It was so loud that it could be heard over a vast distance. The origin of the bloop puzzled scientists and led to various theories and speculations. Some suggested that it could be caused by a large, unknown marine creature, perhaps a new species of gigantic sea creature. Others considered geological activity, such as underwater volcanic eruptions, as a possible source. In 2005, the NOAA revealed that the bloop had a natural and non-mysterious origin. They determined that it was most likely the sound produced by the cracking and fracturing of icebergs as they moved and broke apart in the cold waters of the Antarctic. The bloop's unique sound resulted from the interaction of large ice masses and the pressure changes in the surrounding ocean. Titanic. The RMS Titanic sinking in April 1912 stands as one of the most infamous maritime disasters in history. Constructed by White Star Line, the Titanic was a colossal and opulent passenger liner celebrated for its advanced safety features, earning it the unsinkable moniker. However, the ship's maiden voyage from Southampton to New York City took a tragic turn on April 14, 1912, when it was struck an iceberg in the North Atlantic Ocean. Despite the ship's advanced design, the impact led to extensive hull damage and a gradual flooding of its watertight compartments. The subsequent evacuation was marred by insufficient lifeboats, resulting in over 1,500 lives lost. The RMS Carpathia responded to the Titanic's distress signals and rescued survivors who had found refuge in lifeboats or debris. The disaster prompted international inquiries and a significant overhaul on maritime safety regulations, ensuring adequate lifeboats and improved safety procedures. The Titanic's legacy endures, serving as a symbol of human hubris and nature's unpredictability. It has also inspired numerous books, films, and documentaries, including the James Cameron's blockbuster film Titanic. The story of the unsinkable ship's ill-fated maiden voyage continues to captivate the world's imagination, leaving an undeniable mark on history and culture. Tsunami. A tsunami is a formidable and often devastating natural phenomenon that originates in the ocean, typically triggered by geological events such as underwater earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, landslides, or meteorite impacts. Tsunamis manifest as a series of immense ocean waves, or tsunamis. These waves propagate outward from the event's epicenter, most commonly arising from undersea seismic activity at tectonic plate boundaries. While they travel at staggering speeds, reaching up to 500 miles an hour in deep ocean waters, their low wave height and extended wavelengths in deep sea water can make them inconspicuous to ships at sea. Yet, as tsunamis approach shallow coastal areas, they decelerate and their wave height grows dramatically, resulting in towering and destructive waves upon reaching the shore. Known for their potential for devastation, tsunamis can inundate coastal regions, flood low-lying areas, and wreak havoc on infrastructure and communities. In regions susceptible to tsunamis, such as the Pacific Ring of Fire, early warning systems and monitoring of seismic activity help communities prepare for and evacuate in response to tsunami threats. These natural disasters have historical significance documented in ancient texts and accounts. Recent catastrophic events like the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami caused by a massive undersea earthquake underscored the destructive power of tsunamis. To mitigate their impact, coastal communities focus on resilient infrastructure, effective early warning systems, and educating residents about tsunami preparedness and evacuation procedures. And personally, I find tsunamis to be so scary, so I hope we continue to invest and do stuff to help mitigate what really happens during tsunamis and helps communities, because those are scary. It wipes out everything. Alright, now on to Tier 3, starting with Osborne Reef. Situated off the coast of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, is a noteworthy case of artificial reef gone awry. In the 1970s, the well-intentioned plan was to create an artificial reef by depositing approximately 2 million used and discarded tires into the ocean, with the goal of providing habitat for marine life and promoting recreational diving. However, the project's excavation fell short, as the tire bundles were inadequately secured and many broke apart, leading to the scattering of tires across the ocean floor. These loose tires began to drift with ocean currents and, rather than benefiting marine ecosystems, they started to collide with and damage natural coral reefs. Consequently, numerous cleanup efforts have been initiated over the years, posing considerable challenges and costs due to the vast number of tires and their widespread distribution. Lake of Despair, also known as the Hot Tub of Despair or the Jacuzzi of Despair, is a lake at the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico that causes animal fatalities. Another less common name for the specific underwater lake is the hot tub brine machine. At 3,300 feet below sea level, it's almost 67 degrees Fahrenheit. It should be around 40 degrees. This is deadly to animals that aren't equipped to handle such hot conditions. It's about 12 feet deep in most spots, and it's filled with bubbles of methane that have also seeped out into the ocean. The fluid in the lake is also thicker than normal seawater. The Jacuzzi of Despair is approximately 100 feet in circumference and cracks that emanate salt and gases and may be more than a mile deep. And that's about all I could find. So yeah, that's the Jacuzzi of Despair or Death. CAS 2, also known as just the CAS 2 or double numeral 2, was a 9.8 meter catamaran sailboat that gained notoriety as a ghost ship. The vessel was found adrift and unmanned off the coast of northern Australia in April 2007. On April 20th, 2007, the CAS 2 was spotted by a helicopter crew. The yacht was found floating off the Great Barrier Reef near the Whitsunday Islands in Queensland, Australia. It was in good condition with its engine running, sails up, and 3 life jackets on board. There was no sign of 3 crew members who were known to have been on board. The discovery of the CAS 2 as an unmanned vessel raised questions and sparked a mystery about what really happened to the crew. The crew members, consisting of skipper Derek Batten and brothers Peter and James Tunstead, were missing. An investigation into the incident suggested that the crew may have been involved in a series of unfortunate events that led to their disappearance. It was theorized that one of the men had gone overboard and the others attempted to rescue him but were unsuccessful. This theory was supported by evidence found on the boat, including fishing gear in the water, and the CAS 2 became known as the ghost ship due to its eerie discovery, where the boat appeared to be in good condition but was abandoned, and the crew was nowhere to be found. The mystery surrounding the vessel and its crew fueled media attention. The story of the Cas-2 was widely covered in the media and sparked public interest in the circumstances of the crew's disappearance. It was featured in television programs and documentaries, and the disappearance of the Cas-2 crew remains one of the most enduring mysteries of history. The boat was eventually towed into port, and while it provided some clues, the exact sequence of events leading to the crew's disappearance has not been determined. Submechanophobia is a specific and relatively uncommon fear or phobia characterized by an intense and irrational fear of aversion to submerged man-made objects, particularly those found underwater, such as sunken ships, submerged machinery, or other human-created structures beneath the surface of bodies of water. This fear often extends to objects like underwater pipelines, bridges, or even submerged vehicles like cars and airplanes. People with submechanophobia may experience extreme anxiety, discomfort, or panic when confronted with these submerged objects. The exact causes of submechanophobia are not well understood, but it may be related to a fear of the unknown or a fear of objects that are partially obscured or hidden beneath water. It can also be triggered by the idea of the unknown lurking beneath the surface. Individuals with submechanophobia may be triggered by images, videos, or real-life encounters with submerged objects. These triggers can lead to strong emotional response, including anxiety, dread, or the feeling of impending danger. Rogue waves, also known as freak waves or monster waves, are exceptionally large and unexpected ocean waves that can pose a significant danger to ships and offshore structures. These waves are characterized by their sudden and massive height, often reaching well above the average wave height in a given area. Rogue waves are typically caused by the interaction of different wave systems and can form under various conditions, including the convergence of smaller waves, the presence of strong ocean currents, and the effects of wind patterns. These factors can lead to wave heights that are much larger than surrounding waves. One of the most challenging aspects of rogue waves is their unpredictability. They can appear suddenly and without warning, making them a significant hazard for ships and offshore structures. Recognized as waves with heights as at least twice of that of the significant wave height in the location, they have been responsible for causing extensive damage to ships and even sinking vessels. The recognition of the threat posed by rogue waves has led to improved ship design and safety measures. Modern ships are built to better withstand extreme wave conditions, and advances in technology such as wave radar are used to help detect and avoid rogue waves. Mary Celeste is one of the most famous maritime mysteries in all of history. While its story dating back to December 5th, 1872, on that day the British ship Dei Gratia came across the Mary Celeste adrift in the Atlantic Ocean, some 600 miles off the coast of Azores, a group of Portuguese islands. The peculiar aspect of the discovery was that the Mary Celeste appeared to be abandoned, with no crew in the sight except for the ship's cat. Upon boarding the Mary Celeste, the crew of the Dei Gratia found no signs or struggle of violence. The ship was in seaworthy condition, and its cargo and provisions were largely intact. However, the lifeboat and a small portion of the ship's documentation, including the captain's logbook, were missing. This abandonment, without explanation, gave rise to one of the most enduring maritime mysteries in all of history, leaving the fate of the Mary Celeste's crew unknown. Eels. Eels are a fascinating group of fish with a distinct and elongated body shape. Characterized by their long snake-like appearance, these creatures belong to the order Anguilliformes and are found in a wide range of aquatic environments, spanning from freshwater rivers and lakes to the depths of the ocean. Eels exhibit remarkable diversity among species, varying in size, coloration, and behavior. Their unique life cycles and characteristics set them apart in the world of aquatic life. One of the most intriguing aspects of eels is their complex life cycles. Many eel species are catamorphous, meaning they are born in the ocean, then migrate to freshwater habitats to grow and mature. Once they reach maturity, they embark on a journey back to the ocean to spawn and complete their life cycle, often traveling over great distances. This migration behavior adds an element of mystery to their already enigmatic nature. Some eel species possess electric organs, allowing them to generate electrical charges. Electric eels, for instance, use these charges for various purposes, including navigation, communication, and hunting. They are capable of delivering powerful electric shocks to immobilize prey and ward off potential predators. Eels are known for their impressive longevity, and certain species, such as the European eel, can live for several decades, and some individuals have been documented to reach over a century in age. This longevity contributes to the sense of mystery and wonder that surrounds these weird creatures. Eels have played a significant role in various cultures and cuisines. In Japan, eels are celebrated in traditional dishes like unagi and kabasaki, and smoked eel is considered a delicacy in some European culinary traditions. Their place in culinary history reflects the culture, significance, and appreciation of eels in different parts of the world. But personally, I find eels so weird, because how can an animal have, electricity inside of it? But who knows? They're pretty cool. Alright, now on to tier 4, starting off with the giant oarfish, scientifically known as the Ragulius glesson, and I know I mispronounced that, but it's whatever, is a remarkable and enigmatic marine creature celebrated for its extraordinary length and unique appearance. With its ribbon-like body, the giant oarfish holds the distinction of being the longest bony fish in the world, often reaches lengths of up to 50 feet or even longer. Its silver-colored body is covered in small, silvery, iridescent scales, and it boasts a distinctive dorsal fin that extends the entire length of its body, resembling an oar or a ribbon. These elusive giants of the sea are typically inhabitants of the deep ocean, preferring depths ranging from 656 to 3,280 feet. This reclusive nature, coupled with their deep sea habitat, has led to limited interactions with humans, making giant oarfish rare and mysterious creatures. Over the years, their scarcity and unique features have contributed to folklore, leading some cultures to associate them with sea serpents or mythical beings. Despite their enigmatic status, giant oarfish are believed to primarily feed on plankton, using their lengthy, ribbon-like bodies to glide through the water and capture tiny organisms. Interestingly, they lack a traditional teeth and even a jaw, indicating a filter feeding strategy. Sightings of giant oarfish have been relatively rare, but have occurred both on beaches, where they sometimes wash ashore in distress or near death, while they have encountered by deep-sea researchers using submersibles and remotely operated vehicles. Their sightings have provided invaluable insights into their biology, ecology, and distribution. In various cultures, giant oarfish have been embedded in folklore and myths due to their peculiar appearance and scarcity. They have been connected to sea serpent legends and, in some instances, considered as omens of natural death, such as earthquakes. HMS Datalus Sea Serpent, which took place on August 6, 1848, is a notable and well-documented encounter with an unidentified sea creature. This incident occurred in the vicinity of the HMS Datalus, a British Royal Navy frigate. During its voyage from the Pacific to the island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic, the sighting was reported by several officers and crew members aboard the ship, including Captain Peter McHugh and Lieutenant Edgar Drummond, who provided detailed descriptions of the creature they observed. According to eyewitness accounts, the sea serpent was estimated to be approximately 60 feet in length and had a serpentine appearance. It was described as having dark, mottled skin with a series of humps or coils visible above the water. This encounter took place on a calm and clear day, with the sea described as being exceptionally smooth, resembling glass. The creature was observed for around 20 minutes, during which it swam across the ship's bow and submerged beneath the water before resurfacing. Captain McHugh documented the sea serpent sighting in the ship's log and submitted an official report to the British military. His account was subsequently published in various scientific journals and newspapers, including the Illustrated London News and the Times. This widespread publication led to significant public interest in the sighting and ignited debates and skepticism among scientists, naturalists, and the general public. The debate surrounding the HMS Datalus Sea Serpent sighting has continued over the years. Some suggested the possibility of the creature being previously unknown species, while others proposed alternative explanations, such as sightings of a giant oarfish or a group of marine animals swimming in formation. This incident remains a subject of historical intrigue and interest, particularly in discussions about sea serpent legends and cryptozoology. Blue whale mating ritual. The mating ritual of blue whales, the largest animals on Earth, is a fascinating and elusive natural phenomenon that occurs during their annual migration to warmer waters. The timing of the breeding season can vary depending on the specific population of blue whales. In the northern hemisphere, it typically takes place during the winter months, while in the southern hemisphere, it aligns with the austral summers. Males, known as bulls, play a central role in the mating ritual. They become highly competitive in their pursuit of potential mates and employ various tactics to establish dominance and gain access to receptive females. These tactics may include physical displays, vocalizations, and competition with other males. The The complex and haunting songs of male blue whales are an integral part of the courtship rituals, serving to attract females and establish dominance over an area. These songs can be heard over vast distances in the ocean. One intriguing behavior observed in some blue whale populations during the mating season is bubble net feeding. This cooperative feeding strategy involves a group of whales working together to encircle and trap a school of krill, their primary prey, by releasing a ring of bubbles. This behavior can also serve as a form of courtship and lead to social interactions among the whales. Once a male successfully attracts a receptive female, mating and copulation occur. This copulation process is believed to be relatively brief and takes place in the water, and after mating, female blue whales undergo a gestation period lasting approximately 10 to 12 months. Calves are born tail first and are nursed by their mothers for several months. The bond between mother and calf is strong during this period, and the care and protection of the newborn calf are crucial. Purple orbs in the context of the ocean can be associated with various intriguing phenomena, marine life, or objects beneath the waves. While purple may not be the most commonly associated color with the ocean, there are specific instances where it can be linked to underwater wonders. One of the most enchanting marine phenomena related to purple hues is bioluminescence, and some marine organisms, including certain species of jellyfish, comb jellies, and plankton, emit a captivating purple or violet glow. Bioluminescence serves multiple purposes for these creatures, such as attracting prey or mates, deterring potential predators, or even camouflaging themselves in their aquatic environments. And I couldn't find anything more related to purple or purple orbs inside the ocean, so that's the best I got. Baltic Sea anomaly is a term used to describe a peculiar object resting on the seafloor in the Baltic Sea that has intrigued researchers and the public alike. Discovered in June 2011 by the Swedish treasure hunting team Ocean X, the anomaly stands out for its unusual appearance and the mystery surrounding its origins. It takes the form of a rounded, disc-like structure with a diameter of roughly 60 meters or 200 feet, and it lies at a depth of approximately 85 to 90 meters, which is 280 to 295 feet. Its striking appearance has led to comparisons with a sunken UFO or unusual rock formation. The composition and material of the Baltic Sea anomaly have yet to be definitively determined, adding to the mystique surrounding it. Initial reports suggested the possibility of metallic structure, potentially of volcanic origin, while other theories proposed that it could be a natural rock formation or a glacial deposit. However, ongoing investigations have not provided a conclusive answer. The discovery of the Baltic Sea anomaly has given rise to a plethora of theories and speculations regarding its origin. Some have posited that it could be a sunken shipwreck, an ancient megalith monument, or even an extraterrestrial origin. Despite these intriguing ideas, there is currently no scientific consensus on the true identity of the anomaly. Various attempts to investigate the anomaly more closely have been made, including diving missions, surveys conducted by underwater robots, and the collection of samples for scientific analysis. Nevertheless, the mystery remains unsolved, and the object continues to be the focus of both scientific interest and public curiosity. Brine pools, also known as underwater brine lakes, are intriguing features hidden in the depths of the ocean. These remarkable phenomena are characterized by their extreme high salinity, making them denser than the surrounding seawater. Their formation is a result of the saltwater seeping through the seafloor sediments from the underground sources and rising to the surface. As a consequence of this process, brine pools are often associated with areas of active geological activity, such as seafloor spreading or hydrothermal vent systems. Brine pools can be found at various depths within the ocean, with some occurring at significant depths, sometimes reaching several thousand meters below the ocean's surface. Their distinguishing feature is their unparalleled salinity, which far surpasses that of the surrounding seawater. This heightened salinity results from the concentration of salts and minerals dissolved within the Earth's crust. The chemical composition of brine pools can be diverse, often including salts, methane, and other hydrocarbons. In some brine pools, the presence of methane provides the necessary ingredients for a unique ecosystem of extremorphioles, microorganisms adapted to the high pressure, high salinity conditions found in these environments. These extremorphioles in return form bacterial mats that serve as a food source for organisms specially adapted to these extreme conditions. Specialized fauna including polychaete worms, clams, and amphipods, are often found in the vicinity of brine pools. These organisms have evolved to thrive in the extreme conditions of high salinity and pressure, taking advantage of the rich food supply provided by the bacterial mats, and brine pools are a subject of scientific fascination, offering insights into the limits of the life on Earth and the potential for life in other extreme environments. The Devil's Sea, also known as the Dragon's Triangle, is a region of the western Pacific Ocean that has captured the imagination with a history of ship and aircraft disappearances, along with reports of paranormal and mysterious phenomena. Situated between the Japanese coast and Bonin Islands and Guam, this triangular area has gained notoriety and comparisons to other famous geographic anomalies like the Bermuda Triangle and the Algerian megaliths. It has a long history of legends and tales, including stories of vessels and planes vanishing without a trace, compasses going haywire, and strange lights and atmospheric conditions. However, many of these phenomena can be attributed to natural factors, including geomagnetic anomalies, underwater volcanic activity, ocean currents, and frequent typhoons. The Devil's Sea's mystique is a product of both its intriguing folklore and the scientific explanations for the phenomena within its boundaries, making it a place for enduring fascination and cultural significance. The Mariana Trench, located in the western Pacific Ocean, is one of the most awe-inspiring features of the Earth's geography. It extends for approximately 1,550 miles and is renowned for its extreme depth, hosting the Challenger Deep, the world's deepest known point in the ocean. The trench is the result of tectonic forces at work, with the Pacific Plate being subducted beneath the Mariana Plate, creating a trench in the ocean floor that reaches staggering depths. Challenger Deep, located within the southern part of the Mariana Trench, is the deepest point, named after the HMS Challenger, a British survey ship that initially measured its depth in the late 19th century. Since then, the Challenger Deep has been the focus of numerous explorations and expeditions, contributing to a better understanding of this deep and mysterious region. Despite the crushing pressure and perpetual darkness found in the trench's depths, the Mariana Trench is not devoid of life. In fact, it houses a range of unique and poorly understood deep-sea species that have adapted to thrive in this extreme environment. These include amphipods, snailfish, and giant single-celled organisms. Scientists have been captivated by the trench's unique ecosystems, leading to ongoing research to uncover its secrets and shed light on life's adaptability to the most extreme conditions. Explorations of the Mariana Trench have been made possible through submersibles and remotely operated vehicles. Notably, filmmaker James Cameron conducted a solo dive to the Challenger Deep in 2012, adding to the growing body of knowledge about its deep-sea environment. The trench is not a place only for scientific interest, but also for a region under consideration for conservation efforts, as it represents an ecologically sensitive area that warrants protection from potential disruptions caused by deep-sea mining activities. Underground ocean. The idea of an underground ocean refers to the potential subsurface layer of water hidden beneath the Earth's mantle. This concept is currently under scientific investigation and debate, as its existence has not been directly confirmed through direct sampling or imaging. It is rooted in hypotheses and observations based on the presence of water-rich minerals in the Earth's interior. The key to the notion of an underground ocean lies in the Earth's mantle, where water can become integrated into materials through high pressure and high temperature processes. Central materials like ringwoodite, wattlersite, and brucite have the ability to trap water within their crystal structures, leading to the theory that significant amounts of water might exist deep beneath the Earth's surface. Scientists have suggested that this hidden water could be a part of a deep hydrogen circle within the Earth, where water-rich minerals release water during subsuction events. Subduction zones occur when tectonic plates are pushed into the mantle, creating an opportunity for the recycling of water deep within the planet. This underground ocean hypothesis is integral to our understanding of Earth's geology, the water cycle, and the planet's internal dynamics. Julia. The Julia Sound is a notable underwater phenomenon named after its detection on the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration's Equatorial Pacific Ocean Autonomous Hydrophone Array in March 1999. Geez, that's a mouthful of a name, but it is recognized for its distinctive characteristics, described as a prolonged, train-like moaning sound within the ascending and descending tones. This sound, like many others recorded in the world's oceans, remains shrouded in mystery, and its origins continue to baffle researchers. The source of the Julia sound is still unknown, and it is characterized as one of the bioduct sounds, mysterious underwater noises that have been detected over the years. While some underwater sounds have been linked to known marine animals, the Julia sound remains enigmatic. Various theories have been put forward to explain its origin, with some scientists speculating that it could be tied to the vocalizations of an undiscovered marine species, while others consider geological factors such as underwater volcanic activity or tectonic processes. The Julia sound was captured by a network of hydrophones initially designed for monitoring compliance with underwater nuclear test bans. These hydrophones also serve the purpose of studying marine mammal vocalizations and other underwater sounds, and ongoing research and investigation into the underwater sound, like Julia, are conducted with the aid of advanced technology and sophisticated analysis techniques in the field of marine acoustics and oceanography. 1968 submarine disappearances. The USS Scorpion, a United States Navy nuclear-powered submarine, tragically disappeared in May 1968, marking what is known as the USS Scorpion disaster. This fast-attack submarine, part of the Skipjack class, was commissioned in 1960 and primarily tasked with anti-submarine warfare and the intelligence-gathering missions. On May 22, 1968, the USS Scorpion was reported missing, as it was returning from a deployment in the Mediterranean Sea to its home port in Norfolk, Virginia. A massive search operation was launched in the Atlantic Ocean to locate the missing submarine. The USS Scorpion's wreckage was ultimately discovered on October 30, 1968, approximately 400 miles southwest of the Azores, in waters about 9,800 feet deep. Despite extensive investigations, the exact cause of its loss remains inconclusive. Though an accidental torpedo detonation is considered the most likely cause, the tragic event remains the lives of 99 crew members on board and led to changes in naval safety protocols and procedures, leaving an indelible mark on the U.S. naval history. Coconut crabs, scientifically known as Bergerus latur, and this entry will make more sense later on in the iceberg, but we'll cover just coconut crabs real quick now. And these crustaceans hold the distinction of being the largest land-dwelling arthropods, inhabiting islands throughout the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Characterized by their impressive size, adult coconut crabs boast a leg span that can reach up to 3 feet and weigh as much as 9 pounds, making them unrivaled giants of the terrestrial anthropod world. Habitat-wise, these crabs predominantly inhabit islands and atolls in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Some of the regions where the most common found are the Andaman Islands, Christmas Island, and various parts of the Indo-Pacific. They exhibit an affinity for coastal areas, giving them access to both terrestrial and marine environments. Despite their name, coconut crabs are omnivorous creatures. They exhibit a versatile diet that encompasses coconuts, which they expertly crack open with their powerful claws. Additionally, they consume a variety of different foods, including fruits, nuts, leaves, carrion, and even small animals. Their particularly fondness for ripe coconut flesh has contributed to their name. In terms of behavior, coconut crabs are predominantly terrestrial and are often seen climbing trees and exploring their surroundings, but like I said, this entry will make more sense later on. Alright, now on to Tier 5, starting off with the 400-year-old shark. And this revolves around certain shark species renowned for their remarkable lifespans, with the Greenland shark or Sommanius microphilius being a prominent example, inhabiting the frigid waters of the North Atlantic, particularly around Greenland and the Arctic. These massive, slow-moving sharks have earned a reputation for their astonishing longevity. Research indicates that some individuals may live for well over 4 centuries, making them one of the longest-lived vertebrate species on the entire planet. Their protracted lifespans are linked to an excessively low growth rate, adding only about 1 centimeter per year. This leisurely process takes decades. Greenland sharks are opportunistic feeders, consuming various prey like fish, seals, and carrion, and are known for their sluggish behavior. The challenges of studying these enigmatic creatures lie in their remote, deep-sea habitats, and innovative techniques such as radiocarbon dating of eye lenses have been used to estimate their ages. Though Greenland sharks aren't the primary target of commercial fishing, they are sometimes accidentally caught, emphasizing the importance of conservation efforts to protect these unique, long-lived marine species and their habitats. The Yonauni Monument, also just known as the Yonauni Submarine Ruins, is an enigmatic underwater formation located off the coast of Yonauni, the southernmost of Japan's Ryukyu Islands. This underwater site, discovered in 1986 by diver and photographer Kohacho Aratake, has since captured the attention of scientists, archaeologists, and divers due to its intriguing characteristics and continuous origins. Situated in the East China Sea in the waters near the island of Yonauni, the formation is part of the Yonauni Terrace. The monument itself consists of massive stone structures that include what appear to be terraces, steps, columns, and stone pathways. Some of the stones are considerable size, weighing several tons, and arranged in a manner that resembles man-made construction, prompting a closer examination of its origins. The primary point of debate surrounding the Yonauni Monument is its origin. This mystery is divided along two main lines of thought. Some argue that the structures are the result of natural geological processes such as tectonic activity and erosion. According to this view, the rock's peculiar shapes and formations could be attributed to the forces of nature and not human influence. And others contribute that the formations are evident of an ancient, non-submerged civilization built thousands of years ago. The natural formation hypotheses suggest that geological processes are responsible for shaping these sites. These processes include tectonic movements, weathering, and erosion, which could have lent the rocks their unconventional and somewhat architectural appearance. Advocates for this theory point out that similar features can be found in other underwater locations where no human intervention is possible. Conversely, the man-made structure hypotheses argue that the precision and arrangement of the rocks indicate human construction. So what do you think? Human construction, or just tectonic plates and stuff like that moved them into this way? The immortal jellyfish, scientifically known as Turritopus dohrnii, has gained notoriety for its extraordinary ability to defy the conventional life cycle. Unlike most species, this jellyfish possesses the unique capability to reverse its life cycle stages, transitioning from an adult, medusa stage, back to a juvenile, polyp stage. In this process, known as the transdifferentiation, essentially rejuvenates the jellyfish, a characteristic that has earned its name, the immortal jellyfish. The power of rejuvenation within the immortal jellyfish is displayed in response to the environmental stressors, including injury, predation, or unfavorable conditions. When confronted with such threats or adversaries, it has the extraordinary ability to revert to its juvenile stage and essentially start its life cycle anew, escaping the aging and death process that typically accompany old age. And this jellyfish can be found in various regions of the world, primarily in warm tropical waters, where it drifts along with the ocean currents, and its diet consists of small aquatic organisms such as plankton, invertebrate larvae, and other microscopic creatures. The exceptional biological trait of the immortal jellyfish has sparked considerable interest in the field of aging research. Scientists are examining its transdifferentiation ability to gain insights into potential applications in regenerative medicine and to enhance our understanding of the aging process in humans. While the immortal jellyfish's regenerative capability is indeed impressive, it is not invulnerable. It remains susceptible to disease, predation, and other environmental factors that may limit its population growth. Big fin squid. The big fin squid, scientifically known as the Magna, is a deep-sea cephalopod that resides in the dark, mysterious depths of the world's oceans. What sets this creature apart is its striking and unique appearance, characterized by its elongated, ribbon-like fins that can surpass the length of its body. These remarkable fins provide stability and maneuverability in the challenging deep-sea environment, making it easily distinguishable and earning it the name big fin squid. These elusive cephalopods inhabit extreme depths, typically ranging from 1,000 to 4,000 meters below the ocean surface. They inhabit is the midnight zone or the mesopelagic zone, where sunlight barely penetrates, creating a dark and remote world. Big fin squids are believed to be carnivorous, preying on small fish and other marine creatures that share their deep-sea habitat. However, due to the challenges of studying them in their habitat, direct observations of their feeding behaviors are limited. Bioluminescence is another remarkable feature of these squids, as they possess photopores that allow them to produce light and these light-emitting organs are thought to serve various purposes, including communication and camouflage in their dark environment. The elusiveness of big fin squid has made them a subject of fascination for scientists and deep-sea explorers. Encounters with these creatures are rare, and much is known about them based on their sporadic sightings and observations. Despite their unique appearance, their mating and reproductive behaviors are not well documented due to their challenges of studying them in their deep-sea habitat. Point Nemo, situated in the vast South Pacific Ocean, holds the distinction of being one of the most isolated and inaccessible locations on all of Earth. It earns the title of the oceanic pole of inaccessibility, as it positioned at a remarkable distance from any other landmass, approximately 2,688 kilometers or 1,670 miles away from the nearest shore. This seclusion sets Point Nemo apart as a place of unparalleled isolation in the natural world, and is determined using mathematical calculations to identify the point farthest from land. The name Nemo is a nod to the fictional captain, Captain Nemo. Created by Jules Verne in his iconic novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Captain Nemo was known for his reclusive nature as the enigmatic captain of the submarine Nautilus. Interestingly, Point Nemo's isolation has also earned it a unique role as a spacecraft cemetery. It serves as the final resting place for defunct spacecraft, including old satellites and space stations. These objects are intentionally deported and allowed to re-enter Earth's atmosphere over Point Nemo, ensuring their safe disintegration and minimizing the risk of debris causing harm to populated areas. In terms of human presence, Point Nemo is incredibly remote and challenging to reach. Typically, the closest humans to the location are actually astronauts aboard the International Space Station orbiting high above in space. This isolation contributes to be a unique status as an emblem of Earth's remoteness. The world's oldest mammal. In terms of mammalian species with the longest lifespan, the Bowhead Whale stands out. These colossal marine mammals, known for their distinctive bowed heads, are renowned for their remarkable longevity. Some bowhead whales are estimated to live for more than 200 years, making them one of the oldest known mammalian species. Their exceptional lifespan is a testament to the mysteries of an animal kingdom and how they are just the oldest in all of the ocean. Biblical Leviathan, a mythical sea creature, holds a prominent place in various religious texts, most notably the Hebrew Bible, also known as the Old Testament, as well in mythologies of the ancient Near East. In these texts, the Leviathan is depicted as an enormous and formidable sea monster or serpent, with descriptions emphasizing its immense size, fearsome appearance, and its symbolic role as a representation of chaos and untamed forces of nature. The Hebrew Bible contains multiple references to the Leviathan, found in books such as Job, Psalms, and Isaiah. These references often underscore the creature's status as a symbol of chaos, disorder, or malevolence, which requires taming or control by a higher power, often symbolized by God. One of the most well-known mentions of the Leviathan occurs in the book of Job, where it is featured in God's response to Job's suffering. The text highlights the Leviathan's great power and serves to emphasize that only God has the ability to master such a formidable creature. In the book of Psalms, the Leviathan is mentioned as part of a praise for God's dominion over creation, further illustrating its symbolic significance. Parallels to the Leviathan and similar sea monsters and chaos appear in the mythologies of other ancient Near Eastern cultures, such as Babylonian Tiamat and Canaanite Lotan. These creatures share common themes of chaos and the need for divine control. Throughout history, the Leviathan has left a lasting impression on art, literature, and folklore, serving as a powerful source of inspiration for countless artistic representations and interpretations. It is typically depicted as a fearsome sea serpent or dragon-like creature. Vertical migration is a common behavior observed in marine biology and oceanography, particularly among zooplankton, where are tiny aquatic organisms crucial to marine food web. This phenomenon involves the daily movement of marine organisms up and down in the water column. Zooplankton involves species like copepods, krill, and jellyfish larvae are known for their vertical migration patterns, which are primarily driven by their feedings and predator avoidance strategies. The primary motivation for vertical migration is to optimize feeding opportunities while minimizing the risk of predation. Zooplankton undertake nightly journeys to the surface waters where they can feed on phytoplankton, the microscopic plants that rely on sunlight for photosynthesis. As daylight fades and the cover of darkness falls, they tend to access this vital food source. During the daytime, when visual predators like fish are more active, they retreat to deeper, darker waters to reduce their vulnerability. The depth and timing of these vertical migrations can vary between species and regions. Some zooplankton species may migrate only a few tens of meters, while others undertake more substantial journeys spanning hundreds of meters. The timing of these migrations is closely synchronized with diurnal light levels, allowing them to respond to environmental cues. Environmental factors, particularly changes in light levels, play a pivotal role in triggering and regulating vertical migration. The warning of daylight in the evening prompts zooplankton to move upward, while the intensifying morning light encourages their descent into deeper waters. This behavioral strategy allows them to conserve energy by feeding in the nutrient-rich surface waters at night and avoiding daytime predators. Vertical migration has profound implications for marine ecosystems. Zooplankton serve as a vital food source for a wide range of marine species, including fish, whales, and seabirds, and the daily movements of zooplankton facilitate the transfer of energy and nutrients throughout the water column, ultimately supporting higher trophic levels and contributing to the overall health and dynamics of marine ecosystems. Researchers have employed various tools such as plankton nets, acoustic monitoring, and remotely operated vehicles to study the intricate patterns and underlying reasons behind zooplankton's vertical movements. This knowledge is instrumental in understanding the complex web of interactions within the ocean's depths. Heraklion, also known as Taunus Heraklion, holds a significant place in the history of ancient Egypt. Located at the mouth of the Nile River where it meets the Mediterranean Sea, this port city dates back to the 8th century BC. Heraklion played a vital role in the ancient world as a bustling trade hub, facilitating connections between Egypt and the broader Mediterranean region. Its Greek name, Heraklion, derives from the legendary Hercules, believed to have set foot on Egyptian soil at this location. The city's historical significance extended beyond commerce. It was a hub of cultural exchange and the convergence of various civilizations. Heraklion served as a melting pot of ideas, knowledge, and people, contributing to its prosperity and importance as the cosmopolitan center and antiquity. One of the mysterious surrounding Heraklion is its enigmatic disappearance. While it thrived during the late Pharaonic period, the city gradually succumbed to submergence beneath the Mediterranean waters. A combination of factors included subsidence, rising sea levels, and natural disasters likely played a role in the city's submersion. The rediscovery of Heraklion occurred through underwater archaeological expeditions conducted in the 20th and 21st centuries. These explorations unveiled an astonishing array of ancient artifacts, including statues, ceramics, religious relics, and architectural remnants, all concealed beneath the sea's depths. Among the notable finds are artifacts dating back to the area of Cleopatra, such as a temple dedicated to the goddess Isis and the submerged palace of Cleopatra, which provided insights into the city's history during the Ptolemaic period. These discoveries shed light on the interplay between Heraklion and Cleopatra's Egypt, deepening our understanding of ancient trade routes and cultural exchanges in the Mediterranean region. Upsweep is a peculiar and recurring underwater sound that has puzzled scientists and oceanographers. It is characterized by a distinctive series of high-frequency, narrow-band sounds that sweep upward, giving it the name upsweep. These sounds resemble a sequence of whistles or musical tones. The discovery of upsweep dates back to 1991, while it was first detected by the U.S. National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration using the U.S. Navy's Sound Surveillance System, an array of underwater listening devices. This unique sound has been observed in the Pacific Ocean and is often referred to as the Pacific upsweep. The geographic origin of upsweep is believed to be in the South Pacific Ocean, west of the Galapagos Islands, and is characterized by seasonal variations. While its intensity peaking in the spring and fall, despite extensive research, the exact cause of upsweep remains unknown. While it is believed to have a natural origin, potentially linked to an underwater volcanic activity, geological processes, or ocean currents, no definitive connection that has been even established. The cryptic nature of upsweep, combined with its remote location in the deep ocean, makes it a challenging subject for study. It is part of a broader category of unexplained underwater sounds that include phenomena like the Bloop and Julia that we covered earlier, and scientists continue their efforts to monitor and investigate upsweep, aiming to collect more data that shed light on its origin and significance. Train. The train sound is in the ocean is a reference to the mysterious and powerful underwater sound known as the train. It is characterized by its distinctive, long duration and high energy nature, bearing a rhythmic pattern that somewhat resembles the rhythmic clatter of a moving train. The train has been detected through a series of underwater hydrophones and listening devices in various regions of the world's oceans, including the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Despite extensive monitoring and scientific investigation, the exact source and cause of the train sound remain elusive, adding to its enigmatic nature. It is intermittently heard, occurring at irregular intervals, making it a challenging subject for study, and ongoing research seeks to unravel the mysteries behind this phenomenon, employing advances in underwater acoustics and monitoring technologies to shed light on its origin and significance. (2003) Great White Incident. For more than 10 years, marine experts puzzled over how a 9-foot great white shark, the alpha species of the ocean, could have just been eaten whole. But now the mystery which has baffled scientists and wildlife lovers for years has apparently been solved. Theories on how such as the planet's largest predators could have come to such a sticky end ranged from a giant octopus to the supposedly mythical Godzilla or the Kraken. But experts in Australia now believe it was likely to have been eaten by another great white, which has grown to supersized proportions after suffering from gigantism. In 2003, researchers tagged a female shark so they could track it as part of a study, but it washed up on a nearby beach 2 months later, and while they checked the information stored on the tracking device, it showed the shark had suddenly plunged 1,900 feet deep into the ocean, and shortly after, the tag registered a rapid temperature rise to the heat you'd find inside a digestive system. The tag stayed at the temperature for days, occasionally moving nearer the surface only to descend again, before washing up on shore. The documentary Hunt for the Super Predator was broadcasted on the Smithsonian Channel in the USA earlier this year, but marine biologist and documentary maker Dave Riggs and his team now believe the shark's demise could have only happened if eaten by a larger member of the same species. He said, "The internal temperature of the animal that ate the shark is a weird one. It appears to be too low for a killer whale and too high for another shark, unless it was just massive." The big shark scenario is the theory that is most widely accepted, although I've noticed a lot of other creatures being suggested online, and I don't think Godzilla is a possibility though. Dave had words of reassurance for those fearful of venturing onto the beach this summer. "I believe that whatever ate the shark isn't interested in humans. If he was, we wouldn't be swimming in the ocean," he said. Globster. The term globster typically refers to an unidentified organic mass that washes ashore and is often characterized by its large, amorphized shape and its indiscernible identity. These mysterious masses have been found on beaches around the world, and they've sparked various speculations and myths about their origins. Globsters often provoke curiosity because they don't immediately resemble any known creature or object. They might be composed or decomposed organic matter, like whales or other large sea creatures, mixed with environmental factors that alter their appearance. Scientifically, these masses are often explained as decomposition of large sea animals, such as whales, combined with natural processes that alter their appearance. However, due to their often bizarre and unidentified appearance, they have officially led to speculation about mythical creatures or unknown species. The term globster was coined in 1962 to describe a mysterious carcass that had washed ashore in Tasmania, Australia. Since then, similar unidentified organic masses have been discovered in different parts of the world, leading to continued public fascination and scientific inquiry. German U-boat 60-foot crocodile. The SMU-28 was a German submarine that served in the Imperial German Navy during World War I. One of the most notable incidents associated with the SMU-28 involves a controversial event that led to widespread legend due to its unusual nature. The story recounts an incident on July 30th, 1915, when the SMU-28, under the command of Captain Frere George Gunther von Fronster, reported sank the British steamed Libertarian. Following the sinking, crew members claimed to have witnessed an extraordinary sight, a massive explosion that sent debris, fish, and a huge creature into the air. Captain von Fronster reported that the explosion was due to the detonation of the ammunition cargo aboard the Libertarian. However, he also described seeing a monster or a gigantic sea animal being thrown out of the water. This led to various speculations and theories regarding what the creature might have been. The captain's account fueled legends suggesting that the explosion had somehow disturbed a sea monster or a prehistoric creature from the depths, and reports and interpretations of this event have varied widely, with some suggesting it could have just been a colossal squid or other marine creatures. While others remain skeptical of the existence of such a creature, some think it's real. Sargasso Sea's carnivorous seaweed. According to old lore, our carnivorous seaweed in the Sargasso Sea was responsible for the disappearance of several crews in the 1800s. This body of water is known for its massive accumulations of sargassum, a particularly type of dense brown seaweed, but also for its calm, warm waters. It is therefore surprising that in these very waters, several empty ships have been found whose crew members have disappeared without a trace. For example, in 1840, the French merchant ship Rosalie sailed through the Sargasso Sea and was later discovered with sails set but no crew members on board. Also, when a sailor went on board there, he often did not come back, and therefore many believed it was the seaweed that ate the poor man. However, there is no evidence for any kind of seaweed with such man-eating properties. What the men under Columbus did find was the seaweed was so dense that it was difficult for the ships to get through. Researchers therefore suspect that the men were simply unable to break through this dense cover and simply drowned. But what caused several ships to sail around ghostly, some try to explain with the nearby Bermuda Triangle. Hopefully, with its carpittuous weather or monster waves, it causes a ghost ship to disappear altogether. However, the phenomenon of the Sargasso Sea cannot be fully explained. Montauk Monster refers to an unidentified carcass that washed ashore on the beach of near Montauk, New York in July 2008. The creature gained significant attention and sparked widespread speculation and debate about its origins and species due to its unusual appearance. The carcass, which appeared to be the size of a small dog or a large rodent, had leathery grayish skin, sharp teeth, and a beak-like structure. It was initially photographed and shared around the internet, leading to various theories about what the creature could be, ranging from government experiment gone wrong to a mutant creature or an unknown species. Experts from different fields, including zoologists and biologists, weighed in on the matter. Many suggested it was likely a decomposed raccoon or other animal, possibly a dog or a large rodent that had lost much of its hair and features due to the decomposition of water. What do you think? Was it a raccoon or a dog or just a large rodent? Or was it some unidentified creature that we've never seen before? Stronsay Beast, also known as the Stronsay Monster, is the name given to an unidentified carcass that washed ashore on the island of Stronsay in the Orkney Islands, Scotland, in 1808. The carcass was around 55 feet long and had an unusual appearance, which sparked curiosity and debate about its origins. The creature had flippers, a long neck, and a serpent-like body. Initially, there was speculation that it might have been a sea serpent or some unknown sea monster. The discovery gained attention not only locally, but also internationally, leading to various theories and hypotheses about what the creature might be. However, the exact nature of the Stronsay beast has never been conclusively determined. At the time, some scientists speculated it might have been the decomposing remains of a basking shark, a large and harmless filter-feeding shark common in the area, and the decay and distortion of the carcass due to the decomposition in the water might have contributed to its unusual appearance. While there have been attempts to study and analyze the remains, no definitive conclusions were drawn, and the Stronsay beast remains an unsolved mystery, and the creature has been subject of folklore and intrigue, but there hasn't been any concrete scientific evidence or identification to confirm its true identity. Schaefer's anglerfish, and I'm not really sure what this even is referring to. Maybe just because the anglerfish is a scary fish, and it's a species of fish and commonly referred to as the Schaefer's anglerfish, and it was first discovered in the Caribbean Sea off the coast of Colombia and was described in 1976, and it grows to 28 centimeters, and so that's all I got for you for the Schaefer's anglerfish. Casper octopus species were first discovered in 2016 in the Pacific Ocean in water off Hawaii. The two distinct Casper species are new to science but have not been formally named after a bionomial name, as no specimens have yet been collected and they are only known from imagery. The species gains their informal name from the ghostly white coloring, reminiscent of that of the cartoon character Casper the Friendly Ghost, which scientists think may be a result of the lack of pigment in their food. They have short arms and lack of ears found in the deep sea species. Specimens were observed on footage obtained at depths of 4,290 meters. It is thought that females lay their eggs on sea sponges. And this is what I was referring to, I think, a tier or two ago about the coconut crabs. And this is about coconut crabs 8 Amelia Earhart. Remains one of the most enduring mysteries in aviation history, and in 1937, while attempting to fly around the world, Earhart and her navigator Fred Nguyen vanished without a trace over the Pacific Ocean. Numerous theories have emerged over the years to explain their disappearance, ranging from crash landing on a remote island to running out of fuel and ditching it at sea. One theory that gained attention speculates about the potential involvement of coconut crabs in their unexplained fate of Earhart and Nguyen. Coconut crabs are large, land-dwelling crustaceans found in the Pacific region and are known for their scavenging behavior and strong feeding capabilities, and the speculative theory suggests that Earhart and Nguyen crash-landed on a remote island or washed up on a deserted shore, and coconut crabs could have come across the remains and consumed them, leaving no definitive traces behind. Now, on to Tier 7. Starting off with the St. Augustine monster refers to a peculiar and mysterious carcass that washed ashore near St. Augustine, Florida in November 1896. The carcass was a colossal, decomposing mass that caused quite a stir due to its unusual appearance and immense size. At first, speculation about the creature's identity ran rampant. Some people believed it to be an unknown sea monster, while some others suggested it might be a gigantic octopus or a whale. The true nature of the creature remained a subject of debate and mystery. Scientists and researchers eventually examined the remains and identified the creature as a decomposing mass of the remains of a sperm whale. However, due to its advanced state of decay, its original form was unrecognizable, leading to initial confusion and speculation. The St. Augustine monster became a noteworthy part of cryptozoology due to the confusion and speculation surrounding its identity before experts even determined it to be a whale carcass. Phantom Islands, or Phantom Island, often termed as disappearing islands, are the mysterious landmasses that were documented on maps throughout history but were later found to be non-existent or just not be able to be found again. These islands, known for their transient appearances, were either mistakenly placed due to cartographic errors or arose from optical illusions and changing geographic conditions. Mistakes made by early cartographers, optical phenomena, and environmental changes such as volcanic eruptions or shifting sea levels contribute to the creation of these illusory lands. Examples like Sandy Island in the Coral Sea, Bajamena in the Gulf of Mexico, and the legendary Brazil in the Atlantic Ocean highlight instances where these phantom islands were initially thought to be genuine, but were later disproven by subsequent explorations and improved cartography. These phantom islands underscore the evolving nature of geographical knowledge, showing how errors and misconceptions from the past continue to be uncovered and corrected as exploration and technology advance. Ningen. The term ningen is a term used in Japanese folklore that refers to a supposed cryptid or mythical creature, and the word ningen literally translates to human in Japanese. This cryptid is often described as an enormous humanoid or humanoid-like creature that allegedly dwells in the icy waters of the Antarctic. Reports and supposed sightings of the ningen describe it as having a pale, whitish, or pale blue human-like figure that's estimated to be around 20 to 30 meters in length. It's said to have a humanoid head, but with more mermaid-like or aquatic appearance. Some accounts suggest that it has limbs or appendages resembling arms and legs. The legend of the ningen became circulated in the early 2000s, particularly in online forums and stories, without much tangible evidence to scientifically support it. Some claims it can be an unknown species inhabiting the unexplored depths of the Antarctic Ocean. However, the ningen's existence remains firmly in the realm of folklore and cryptid lore, lacking substantial scientific evidence or concrete proof of its existence. Soya Antarctic Godzilla. The large Antarctic sea mammal is a cryptid reported by a Japanese research ship in 1958 in Antarctica. The captain of the Soya nicknamed this creature Antarctic Godzilla, as he likened its appearance to Godzilla. Some indicate that the creature is of the same species as the Kabogan. And that's all I have for the Antarctic Godzilla, but I'd love to hear more, so if anyone knows anything more about the Antarctic Godzilla, let me know down in the comments. Now onto the second to last tier, Tier 8, starting off with the cosmic ocean. The term cosmic ocean is the metamorphical concept used to describe the vastness and depth of the universe, and it refers to the idea that the universe, with its seemingly infinite expanse, is akin to an ocean teeming with galaxies, stars, planets, dark matter, and various cosmic phenomena. This analogy illustrates the immense scale and mysteries of the cosmos, and the comparison between the universe and an ocean draws parallels between the exploration of the depths of the sea and the exploration of the vast unknowns of space. Both ocean and the universe represent frontiers that humans endeavor to explore and understand, yet much of the realms remain uncharted and full of mysteries. The cosmic ocean concept often evokes a sense of wonder and curiosity about the universe, inspiring scientists, astronomers, and individuals alike to delve deeper into the complexities and enigmas of the cosmos. And a crazy thing that I found out while researching this, but the ocean is less explored than the space, which is kind of crazy to me since space is way out there, obviously, but the ocean is right on our front doorstep, basically, and we just know a lot less about the ocean than space. Eltanin antenna is a term associated with an intriguing discovery made in the Southern Ocean during a research expedition in the late 1960s. The research vessel, Eltanin, operated by the U.S. National Science Foundation, conducted deep-sea surveys in the waters near Antarctica, primarily focusing on collecting sediment samples from the sea floor. During one of these expeditions in 1964, the crew recovered an unusual elongated metal object. This object was quite mysterious in appearance, leading to speculation and theories about its origin and purpose. It appeared as a straight metallic tube or rod and was labeled informally as the Eltanin antenna due to its shape. The discovery of the antenna sparked curiosity and discussion. Some proposed theories suggested that it could be a remnant of an extraterrestrial origin or possibly a man-made artifact lost in the depths of ocean. However, further analysis and investigation later revealed that the antenna was likely a man-made object, an antenna mast or a whip antenna used on ships, possibly lost or just by a vessel traveling through the region. Ocean at night. The concept of the ocean at night can evoke a sense of mystery and, for some, a feeling of fear or eeriness due to the vast unknown depths and limited visibility. So basically this tier or entry is just basically explaining how some can be afraid of the ocean at night or something like that. That's all I could understand from this entry, just alone from the name. So I'll just try to cover why it's so scary at night. And basically, it's scary because of the darkness and depth. The lack of sunlight at night plunges the ocean into darkness. Depths that seem endless and largely unexplored can trigger feelings of fear associated with the unknown. Strange creatures are another one. Some deep-sea creatures possess unique adaptations and appearances, which can be unsettling to those unfamiliar with them. The abysmal zone of the ocean is home to peculiar-looking creatures that are rarely seen and sometimes have alien-like characteristics, and I could go on about why it's more scary at night, but I think you know the gist. Contorted squid. Unusual deep-sea creatures seen for the first time can sometimes stump even a seasoned expert in marine biology, and in a recent video of an ocean dive in the Gulf of Mexico, an expert's off-camera explanation revealed his surprised response to the appearance of a squid that had contorted itself into a peculiar shape that it barely resembled a squid at all. On April 17, 2022, the inverted, folded-up squid made its on-screen debut for cameras on an expedition submersible. Its posture was so peculiar that Mike Vecchione, a research zoologist with the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, dubbed the contorted cephalopod the most bizarre squid I've ever seen. The dive was part of an ocean exploration mission to investigate deep-sea habitats in the Gulf of Mexico. The expedition is conducted by the NOAA research vessel Okeanos Explorer and has taken place on April 11th through May 3rd from aboard Okeanos. Scientists send deep-diving remotely operated vehicles to capture high-resolution video of marine communities and to map the geography of habitats on the bottom of the ocean. Okeanos researchers share frequent updates from the divers, including photos and video, posting them on the mission's website. In the video, the mystery squid's body seemed to be curled inward very dramatically, arms folded in as if in a defensive pose, but with four limbs extended stiffly outward. What little could be seen of its body and limb shape somewhat resembled squids in the genus, Vecchione said in the video. But while its curled up defensive posture is common in squids, in this case it was so extreme that it doesn't even look like a squid anymore, Vecchione added. Sea people invasion is a term that denotes a series of migrations and incursions by various seafaring groups of civilizations during the Late Bronze Age and Early Iron Age, specifically occurring between 1200 and 1100 BC. This period was marked by considerable turmoil and the collapse of several powerful ancient civilizations. The Sea people themselves were not a single cohesive group, but rather a loosely aligned confederation of different peoples originated from regions such as Aegean, Anatolia, and Eastern Mediterranean. They set sail in search of new territories and opportunities, targeting the coastal regions of major civilizations of the time. These major civilizations include the Hittites, Mysidians, and the Egyptian New Kingdom, all which faced attacks and upheaval of the hands of the Sea people. One of the most well-documented conflicts of the Battle of the Sea People was the Battle of Delta, where the Egyptians under Ramses III successfully repelled the Sea people's invasions. The motivations behind the Sea people's migrations and incursions remain a matter of historical debate. Some theories suggest that they may have been driven by factors like climate change, famine, or socio-political unrest in their home regions. Their actions were one of the contributing factors to the collapse of the Late Bronze Age civilizations, alongside natural disasters and internal conflicts. The Sea people invasion, as a period of significant disruption and transformation, marked its transition from the Late Bronze Age to the Iron Age in many parts of the Eastern Mediterranean. And it wasn't really sea people, like as you might think, but just a culture of people that lived in the sea. And now onto the final tier, Tier 9. And these will supposedly be like the most unknown mysteries in all of the ocean. So let's get to it. Starting off with the giant cannibal shark. The concept of a giant cannibal shark is a sensational, exaggerated idea often featured in pop culture, documentaries, and sensational media stories. It's not known that an actual giant cannibal shark is out there eating a bunch of different sharks, which I kind of covered earlier with the 2003 great white shark incident, but it's basically just saying that somewhere out there is a lot of just huge sharks that eat other sharks, and so it's called the cannibal shark. Unidentified Sagami Bay creature gained notoriety in 1971 when a Japanese fishing vessel hauled in a mysterious and bizarre specimen from Sagami Bay, near the Murray Peninsula in Japan. The creature was described as a long, tubular entity with reddish-brown skin, measuring approximately 10 meters or 33 feet in length. Its enigmatic appearance, with a pointed snout and the absence of visible eyes, piqued curiosity and sparked numerous theories about its identity. Scientific analysis suggested that it might be a species of deep-sea fish, but due to the limited condition of the specimen, its true nature remained uncertain. The unidentified Sagami Bay creature remains a mystery to this day, symbolizing the profound mysteries that continue to shroud the depths of the world's oceans and how many things we haven't discovered yet. The Bimini Road, also known as the Bimini Wall, is a submerged rock formation located near North Bimini Island in the Bahamas. It is a formation characterized by a series of large limestone blocks or rectangular stones, arranged in a linear pattern that resembles a paved road or man-made structure. The Bimini Road gained widespread attention in the 1960s when it was first documented by divers and researchers. It quickly became the subject of interest and debate, drawing attention from both archaeological and pseudoscientific communities. One of the central points of controversy surrounding the Bimini Road is its origin, while some proponents of alternative theorists ask that it could be evidence of an ancient lost civilization or an underwater archaeological site. The prevailing view among geologists and oceanographers is that it's a natural geological formation. According to its perspective, the limestone blocks are believed to be naturally formed beach rock or limestone structures resulting from the dissemination of ancient beach sediments. But what do you think? Is it just some, once again, natural formation, or was it some lost culture, kind of like Atlantis, that lived in the Bahamas and created these roads throughout the ocean? But let me know what you think in the comments. Now onto the final entry of the iceberg, and this will be Call of the Deep. And this isn't really some sort of real thing in the ocean, but it's kind of a phenomenon that is called Call of the Deep, and it's more akin to a well-known psychological experience called Le Tour du Vide, or the Call of the Void. In both cases, individuals report experiencing an inexplicable and unsettling urge while standing on the edge of a precipitite. While the call of the void is associated with the impulse to jump while standing on a high place, the call of the deep seems to evoke a desire to descend into the depths of the ocean. Instead of jumping, you swim straight down into the ocean, possibly causing yourself death. These phenomena are not unique to cliffs or the ocean and can occur in various high-risk or extreme environments. They are considered examples of intrusive thoughts or cognitive dissonance. The underlying psychological mechanisms are complex and not fully understood, and no one really knows why humans think this. It is kind of weird because I've experienced it before while standing on top of a cliff or in the ocean. You kind of just, at least me personally, I kind of just wanted to swim down just for the fun of it. Not in some sort of weird way, but just, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. And that was the last entry, so thank you for watching. And I'm just going to get straight into the outro now, but thanks for watching, like I just said, and this was a pretty fun video to make, and it was kind of different and more lighthearted than my previous videos that have been pretty dark, obviously. And once again, thank you guys for 50,000 subscribers. It really means the world. I never thought I would even be able to get to 50,000, let alone anything else I can reach. The support on the channel has been crazy, and thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya.